What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Deja, and I'm back with another video. So, as you can tell by the title, we are doing a book collection, and let's get into it. Start off with this collection. Now, this collection is more so like my healing books, my self-help books, my um like good vibes, like how to raise your vibrations, how to heal. So let's get into this collection, and yeah. So starting off with this book, it's called Healing is the New High by Vex King. And y'all see this book is a little old. Like I didn't read when I read I highlight. So I'm gonna tell you. So I started back reading this book again because I didn't fully get through the whole book. But you see, I put notes in my books, like little pages like this, like stuff like this. Ooh, I almost hit myself in the eye. I highlight in this book. That's a picture of me when I graduated, y'all. But I highlight in this book because that's what I do in all my books when I feel like some information is helpful or something that I want to remember. I highlight. And then this book got little pages like this, like little art pages. And I really like it, y'all. Hold on, let me show y'all another one because it's really cute. So this one is called Healing is the New High, right? And then the little words, it say a guide to overcoming emotional turmoil and finding freedom. So that's this book. This next book is by Vex King as well. This was my first like healing kind of book, like good vibes and stuff and how to raise your vibration. And y'all see how I look. This book then went through more things than anybody. I mean, I tell y'all, like 10 different people read this book. That's why it's so beat up and stuff. And I was thinking about getting a new one, but I'm just like, nah, this book have history. Like this book then been with me. Like I got tabs on this book too. But I really recommend this book. Y'all probably seen it on Facebook circling around with them posts, the self-care books. I'm pretty sure y'all seen this book. I done had this book since I want to say like 2018. Yeah, so this is a good book, like 2017, 2018. And this one is called Good Vibes, Good Life: How Self-Love is the Key to Unlocking Your Greatness. How self-love is the key to unlocking your greatness. And when I tell you I had so many people reading this book, like this book is really ready to fall apart. Like this is like permanently here. This book is like literally falling apart, y'all. It's such a good book. I personally read this book like 3 times, and I will read it again. Actually, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. So I definitely recommend this book right here by Vex King. And since we in the Vex King vibe, I'm gonna skip to the bottom of the deck because this is also a Vex King's book. And this one is called Closer to Love: How to Attract the Right Relationships and Deepen Your Connections. This one came out last year, Valentine's Day, and I just seen him post, I want to say like yesterday, that it's a new book called The Things They Never Taught Us About Love. It just came out, so I'm definitely getting that book, but I haven't read this book yet. Like I read a little bit of it. And see, like I read a little bit because I always highlight, like I know that's one thing I do in all my books. But I read a little bit of this book. I can't really rate it right now because I haven't read the full book, but I had a moment where I was just tired of reading self-care books because at the time that was all I had. So I got tired of reading them. Like I wanted to read something like that had me on the edge of my seat, and we're gonna get to them books later. But so I just read like a little bit of this book. I'm actually getting back into my self-care books. I'm going to show y'all what book I'm currently on. It's the self-care book, and I challenge myself to read 10 pages a day. So I did that today already. I'm on page 20 because I already started. And then tomorrow, 30, 40. Okay. But yeah, Vex King. I have every book that he has so far, except the one that just came out, but I recommend his books. Okay. So this next book is actually a book that I got for, I think it was Mother's Day or my birthday. I haven't got into it because, like I said, I was sick and tired of reading self care books. Like all last year, the year before that, year before that, year before that. Like this year is the first year that I actually stepped out of self care books and really like read different books. So I was really tired of reading self care books. So I did not get into this, but it's called Coming Home to Yourself, A Meditator's Guide to Blissful Living. So I actually, when I was getting my books, I actually like looked at it and I'm just like, okay, this is something I could probably do like a page a day or a chapter a day, because it's not like that. Book I got, which is The Seven Chakras. So y'all, because like I said, I was getting into my spirituality and I wanted to learn about the seven chakras. So I've actually read some of this book, and I typically go on TikTok, Google, YouTube. I don't care. Like I said in my last video, I do not care. But I looked up the seven chakras. I did. I read some of this book too. Like I said, I didn't read all of them. I just went like to the seven chakras because they did a lot of talking. I just went straight to the seven chakras, and yeah. So this is a good book. And then the last book on the like spiritual healing side is my Angels Numbers books, and it just have like random numbers that you might see. If you see them like a lot, I usually like write them down in my notes if I'm out, because I don't take my book out. And then when I get home, if they're like a 3-digit number, I look it up in here. But yeah, so like I got 444 tatted on me, and then like 444 is protection magic. So yeah, I really like this. So y'all, the next stack I'm gonna introduce is more like motivational books for sure. Like they really like on some motivation stuff, and then it's like you're learning about other things. But I'm gonna just show this stack. My next stack is this one. I'm about to get into these. I'm gonna show this collection first because it's a collection. This is the collection, and I'm gonna go through these first. The first one is You're a Badass at Making Money. Okay. Motivation to making some money. I actually read a few chapters of this book, and it definitely made me just want to put the book down and figure out ways to make money. Like, but yeah, this is a good book. I really like it. It's by Jen. I don't want to pronounce her last name wrong, but I can link all these books in the description if I could find them, because some of them, like I said, was a gift, like that Coming Home to Yourself. I don't know where she got that. My best friend bought it, so I don't know where she got that. I don't know if it'll be on Amazon, but I will look it up. So the next one is You're a Badass Every Day. I did not get into this book yet, but I'm back on my journey. I put a pause on thrillers, science fiction, all them kind of books. I put a pause on them, and I'm back into my self-care, my motivational books. The next one is You're a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. And y'all can see I have not gotten into this book yet. But yeah. The next one is Badass Habits. I actually did dive into this book a little bit. I don't really remember it, but I did dive into this book a little bit. But cultivate the awareness, boundaries, and daily upgrades you need to make them stick. So I actually need to read this one next, because I'm about to show y'all the book that I'm reading now, and this kind of correlates. So, but yeah, that's the Badass collection. The next book is, everybody know this book. I done bought this book when I first started back realizing like I want to get back into reading. Did I read it? No, because I'm just like, no, I'm not even gonna lie. I did read like a few chapters, but the book was like dreadful. And no harm to nobody, the author, but act like a lady, think like a man. I know this book got a lot of good clout, a good feedback. I honestly wouldn't even know what to tell y'all because I did not read it. Am I going to read it? I'm pretty sure I'm going to read this book one day, but I like my emotions. So I don't want to stop just yet. I don't know how that book gonna make me like turn out. So the next book is I'm reading currently, which is Atomic Habits. Yes, I started reading this book, but then like I was tired of my books. So, but you will see some stuff in here that's like highlighted. If I can find a page, like make me seem like I'm lying and stuff. But Atomic Habits, I'm actually reading this book. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen this book before, by James Clear. And yeah, so this is where I'm at right now. If you want to join me, I will link the description in the link the description. I will put the link to this book in the description so you can join me, try to catch up because tomorrow I'll be on page 30. Okay. And this next book, everybody has seen this book. I'm pretty sure I heard this book was banned in jails. This book is manipulative. This book is this book is that, and that's this book of power. This book of power, and honestly, Robert Greene got some other books that I really want to get, but I'm actually in the middle of this book. Like I read one rule a day, and I just like randomly pick out a rule, and then how I remember is because after every like as I'm reading, I'm writing too. Like I read what I think the rule is going to teach me, and then I read as I'm reading, I put my input in, and then at the end, I put what the rule is actually teaching me. So that's why it's a pen right here because I write in this book too. Um, I'm not even gonna lie. The first rule that I read, I'm just like, I think it was like rule 12, 14. It was something like in the teens. And I'm just like, this book is kind of manipulative, but I want to read it because not to apply it in manipulative ways, but so I can know, like, you know. So that's all the spiritual, like self care books, and we about to get to the juicy ones, the juicy books, the juicy books. The first pile is I didn't talked about a few books in this pile in a few past videos and on TikTok. So it's these, the ones I started to love. Okay, started to love these books. So we're gonna get into Housemaid, and I'm gonna do a review on this book on TikTok. So tune into my TikTok. I'll put that link in the description as well. But I'm gonna do a review on this, and y'all, this was the first book I bought, like trying to get from self care to diving into other kind of books. This is the first book I bought, and y'all, I bought this book last year, the end of last year, and it took me 3 days to read this book. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love this book. Oh my god, I love this book. So it's called Housemaid, and yeah. So the next book is Housemaid 2, because this is the second one I read this book. Yeah, I want to say it took me like a week and a half to read this book. It wasn't as exciting as this one because like I don't know. But yeah. But Housemaid, I like this book too. Had me on my toes, but not as much as the first one, but it definitely had me on my toes and I really liked it. Would I read it again? If I was really bored and just stuck in the house, yeah. The next, these books are about Freedom McFadden. When I say Freedom McFadden, I did a review on The Silent Patient on one of my books on TikTok. And when I said Freedom McFadden, this is who I'm talking about. She can write a book. She will have you on the edge of your seat. She had it. Listen, the edge of your seat reading these books. Okay. The next book is also by Freedom McFadden, and I love this book too. Like I really love this book. And then I like on the back, she like recommend the other books that she got. So, but I really like this book. It really shocked me at the end, like shocked me at the end. Like what the, like I didn't think that was gonna happen. I didn't think the people that people was the people that people was, you know? But yeah. My next book is also by Frida. And it's called One by One. I did a review on this on TikTok, so go check out that video. And yeah, go watch the review. The next book is The Silent Patient. I also did a review on this book on TikTok, so go check out that video. But I really like this book. The next book is The Girl in the Castle. She witnessed a murder, but nobody believes her. It's by Jane Patterson and Emily Raymond. And one thing I want to say is, no, I haven't read this book yet. I started to read it, but Frida kind of distracted me when I bought One by One. I was really excited to read that, so I started reading this one. But one thing I never knew is that it could be two authors for one book. Like I never do that, but yeah, when I get back into my my fiction books or my thriller books, this is definitely going to be the first one I read. And y'all, for the last little collection, I have like many kind of like romance books and like drama. So it's these. Okay. The first book is called Love and Happiness by Ben Burgess Jr. And y'all, I remember when I bought this book, it was 2018. I'm like, I thought then that's when I wanted to get back into reading. And I really tried, like, I read a good amount of this book. But the more I kept reading, the more I'm just like, the same thing's going to happen. The same things keep happening. And when is she going to get caught on cheat on her husband? When is they going to have this conversation? And then it just kept going back from her narrative to her husband narrative. And it was just like, I actually started back reading it this year because you see Chris, and then it go from Chris to Karen, and it's just like I was just tired of it. So I'm not going to read this book. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to read this book. Some people might, I don't know, but no. The next book is It Ends With Us and Your. My review coming out for this soon on TikTok, so stay tuned in. I'm going to be talking about the difference between the book and the movie. 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 Okay, but for real. So I'm not going to say too much about this book. It was a good book. I recommend you to read it. But yeah, this one is by Colleen Hoover. It Ends With Us. So yeah. And the last book, but certainly not least, because I'm going to buy some more books, is It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. It's the second part to It Ends With Us, and I'm going to do a review on this. I'm not going to say too much, but stay tuned on TikTok. And yeah. So y'all, I'm going to try to give y'all a favorite out of each category. So out of this stack, I'm going to say, Housemaid was my favorite out of this stack. This is my favorite 10 out of 10. Out of this stack, I really can't say because I only read one book. Well, and then I didn't finish that book, so out of this stack, I really don't have a favorite. Let me stop lying because it's definitely Good Vibes, Good Life. Love this book. This is not really a book that you read, so this don't count. But Good Vibes, Good Life is definitely my favorite book out this stack. And that's it. So those are my little few favorite books. And out of the Colleen books, It Ends With Us. So yeah. Thank you for watching my video. Tune into my TikTok for book reviews and just to see another side of my personality. But like, comment, subscribe, comment what you would like to see next, what kind of book you want to review on, the books that I've read. So yeah.